Hello Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading for March 2024. You can watch it at any time that you feel called to, and if you're a different sign and this happens to be in a different placement in your chart besides it being your sun sign, feel free to watch it and get the messages. I was thinking about your reading today and it was really stirring something up in me. Um, I did run some errands and I was in my car as you go on YouTube and I go on YouTube and I pick out songs to play in the car. And I was reverting back to songs that I was listening to in high school. I listen to them occasionally here and then, but it was really distinct. And to nobody's surprise, I was emotional and aggressive in high school. I'm not sure that that's changed too much, but the three songs that were really coming up to me, maybe mm, four songs. The Diary of Jane by Breaking Benjamin, Helena by My Chemical Romance, The Kill, 30 Seconds to Mars, 7 Years, Seosin. Those are some of the ones that I listened to today. And there's just such a intensity to the energy. I am getting that it can be linking to maybe patterns or is somebody from your past. I really feel that there is a person that it was the connection stopped as if there was like a force that stopped it. Now that I say it like that, maybe something did stop the connection to go even further, but it just, I feel like this person or you did something to a point where I feel like um, the other person got, I would say, screwed over by the other person. And it could link to, again, patterns that they've had in terms of relationships in the past, or maybe their actions were based off of relationships that they've had and what transpired with them. This could also be pertaining to people of their past, as if a person that was in their life before interfered in some way, and they didn't need to like interfere physically, but again with patterns that they are doing right now or that they tend to repeat in relationships. It stems a lot from maybe people that they used to be in relationships with and or it meant a lot to them to in their life at some point, and then something traumatic happened to them to where it kind of like stirred something in them and they started acting out in negative ways in relationships or see them in different ways. I did pull out three decks, and it's the Slavic Legends Tarot, the Healing with the Fairies Oracle, and the Power of the Runes. I'm doing a different spread because I talk a lot in these videos, And the other person, or the person that messed up, not to say that people don't piss each other off in relationships, but this person did something to a point where it forced the ending, and I feel that they're really upset about it. So I'm going to turn over the cards. That's so interesting because I got the Tiwas or Tier as the bottom, the rune. And I actually, when I was running my errands, there was a car that had Tier on it in the back of the car. And then you notice like different things like 4444, repetitive numbers, things that stand out to you. Um, Today when I was running errands, and I don't live in an area where there's a lot of like they call it dollar or um it's Dollar Tree, and so it's like a cheaper place. And so I figured that I would go there because sometimes they have um cotton yarn that has like a good percentage of cotton in it that I like to get. So, and the oracle card is detox. So this fairy is cleansing herself, maybe cleansing herself from a person. This kind of feels like karma because in the present position you have the Three of Swords and the Three of Wands, so 3 3 if you want to look that up. And oh my God, this is the next cards that I pulled out are 7 and 7, so 7 of Swords and 7 of Coins. This feels like karmic or like karma because um because of their actions, it redirected the relationship to where it's not a relationship anymore, or it wasn't what it's like, what it was like before. And so it looks like both people are suffering, maybe in different ways, but I feel like the person that caused everything to end is really feeling it now because maybe the person had to move on and, well, move on, move out. Maybe they're starting to really feel the lack of that person not being there anymore. And with the 7 of Coins, it kind of feels like self-care because they're thinking for herself and moving forward and not really putting any effort into this area of her life anymore, his area of his life. I'm not reading for genders. Uh, Tending to their own needs because honestly, it kind of feels like this person when sorry, um, this person wouldn't give that aspect of themselves to them as if you can't force people to do things usually. Like it has to come from them. Like you can't force them to show affection or to go out of their way to do this authentically, to be there for you, especially in different ways. It came to the point where it kind of was like, it would really be nice for you to do this and that for me. And no matter like what the other person did, the person like that kind of screwed the other person over just wasn't doing it for some reason. And maybe they didn't feel it within themselves that they needed to do it. Or it could have been, again, trauma, like they had to detox because they have been in this position before and yet they're doing it to somebody else. 'Cause that's what can happen. It does feel like something is rebalancing in their lives. And it can be something that, well, the person that got screwed over is going to move on and have something better. And then the person that is upset about what they did, they had to live with what they did. And it becomes eye-opening a lot of times when you are in these positions and you don't really see the severity or that other perspective of it until things come to an end. Because it's the times when people usually scramble at like at the end of a semester when you have your finals and final projects and exams and you're scrambling to do all these things. It kind of feels like that type of energy, but only the energy like was forced to end. And of course, maybe they could have kept going with it, but I feel like for the person that got screwed over, it was kind of like the last straw. Like I see you for who you really are because it almost feels as if this person tried to, like when the other person didn't give them affection, it was like, okay, well I'm gonna give them more affection. I'm gonna love them more, and so they'll see that I love them more, and it'll make them want to give me some love in return. And again, it's you can't really force those types of things. Like it's either they do it or they don't do it. And a lot of times when everything is said and done, when it's over, when they force the ending, that's when they start seeing these things. And it is unfortunate. So with the tier card, this one it feels like the justice will be served. And since it links to law too, it links to like higher guidance. It kind of feels like um, since there was that distrust that happened, or like the person did something that was inexcusable, there's karma that comes into it, and then it feels like it looks like the person's being crucified in this one, and then this person's getting stabbed with something. So it looks like, and then there's the higher guidance or kind of the divinity that kind of goes into it, or um the karma that kind of goes into it, where okay, you wanted to do that, these are the consequences because of what you did. So things resetting and rebalancing with the Temperance card. And that looks like kind of like a guide or the world or the protector of the forest protecting the forest. So if you were a part of the forest, if you had like a group or like your higher power, your guides and people in your life, they're kind of watching this and making sure that you're taking care of, or the consequences are they even out in this instance. The future is the Ten of Wands, so I do feel like this is really difficult because it feels like if you guys were living together or you guys had like assets or maybe you sorry maybe you moved to this area for this person, um and so in a way they were kind of like a part of that foundation. It gets difficult to split those things up and to see where honestly like where you could go and what you could do and how do you move forward from this, especially if like you were living together and this happened what midway into your lease or something and you guys were both paying for it and now one of you is like moving out, or if you wanted to be like roommates or something. But I don't think that's what it is because it's like the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is like no matter how much the money how much money or how difficult it is, I'm not staying here. So that's kind of what it feels like with the Ten of Wands. Like she's walking in the snow with a lot of, looks like wands or like batons at night with just her lamp. And, you know, she is a little fragile. I mean, but she is strong and she's pulling forward. It's like it is a difficult situation, but I think it's coming to a point where, and a part of it's like, I've done all these things for you, and you did this to me, and um, now this. So I'm like, that's it. This is this is it, and that's where the detox comes in with the Ten of Wands. Um, Even though she's carrying a lot of stuff, it feels like it's like kind of her stuff, like that she's willing to take with her. The next step in the to overcome the obstacle of the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords, because that's the position that they were in, to the self-care and to move forward because you got your answer with the Seven of Swords, is the Six of Wands, which is so nice because it looks like you're going from the seven to the six. It kind of feels like you're kind of going back into self, where you're doing you, and other people can see that glow. Um, Honestly, on my Instagram, I'm not advertising or anything. But there's this one image that's like it's a saying, and it's saying you look happier is one of the best compliments. Like especially out of when you get out of situations like this, going back into the Six of Wands, going back into your element. Maybe you moved for this person and now like you're moving out of this area. But you did what you need to do. I think like it was strong steps for you. And you don't have to go back necessarily to where you came from. Like maybe it just like opened up a lot of things for you, like career wise. So now like you're taking all your stuff because you know that you've made so much progress, like personal growth and like career growth, that now like you feel like you're the, even though it's the Six of Wands and it's like not the Ace of Wands, like a catalyst, like forcing things along, like horsepower because you have like the horse here or horses. And the past is the strength card. Again, with it feeling like it's a forced ending since I worded it like that, um, it does feel like you kept pushing forward no matter how difficult it was. Like, even though maybe there were things that were, and maybe other people were like, girl, I don't know. He's just not, but who am I to judge or to say because it's not my relationship. I kind of feel like other people were kind of like looking at it and thinking, well, maybe this is the type of life that she wants. Maybe just like opposites attract. And that's why they're kind of together. Like I feel like there was something that you knew was off, but then you're thinking, I'm just gonna keep going forward with this and see how it goes. And honestly, like applaud to you and all the respect because you still kept it going and now you're still keeping it going only in a different way because this ending that has occurred. The overall energy, I'm trying not to press buttons. And so you have basically, I would say this is justice, and then it goes with the balance of the temperance too. Of the person that caused grief and really did a number, they're really gonna get the repercussions. Because I feel like honestly, they feel bad to a point where I don't think that they would abandon you in a way where they just like brush you off. I feel like they feel like, sorry, I keep saying that. They, that you deserved more than what they were giving you. And they're trying to help you with moving forward. And I don't think it would be a bad thing because it's like you don't have to be with the person again, but if they're willing to help you and I mean, you could ask them, but it kind of looks like they're going to help you regardless if you ask for the help because there's just like an energy of like, um, I feel bad, I screwed up. Like, I have to do something because they know that they can't really make it right in terms of getting back together. I don't think that that's necessarily their intention, but they feel bad because of what they did and also thinking, well, why couldn't I see the potential in this? So it's another um, the other energy card that I have is the Eight of Coins, Eight of Pentacles. This feels constant. The energy that I get from the Eight of Coins in this is that it's not the first time that they've done this, but they don't know why. If it looks like because it keeps happening, like you see all these coins that he's already been through, and now there's these coins here. There isn't really the lesson being learned at this point because he keeps doing it and he doesn't know why these relationships are failing. Like there's still like the sense of confusion there. And I'll pull out one more card and then I'll read the oracle card. This is really good because with the Ten of Wands, and then you're like the Nine of Coins because you were the Strength card then, and it's still there. It like never went away. The Nine of Coins, it's like you already have a good head on your shoulders, and now you're still gonna have that, only right now it's like more independent than you were before. So this is really good. So I'll read the message, the healing with the fairies. Um, You are being guided to clean your body, environment, mind, and heart of toxins. God and the fairies will help you with this answer. It's time to let go of toxins within and around you. The card validates your inner guidance that has been telling you to let go of harmful habits. Go outside in nature and call upon the fairies to surround you. Ask God and the fairies to help you release toxins from your mind, body, and heart. Ask them to help you release your cravings for harmful habits. You'll soon find yourself naturally desiring organic, fresh food and produce. You'll be guided to read ingredient labels of all foods, beverages, and toiletry items, and you'll only want to use natural products. You'll be guided away from environmental toxins, and most important, your thoughts and emotions will veer away from judgment and fear and will become love based instead. In the affirmation, I take excellent care of my body and I crave only healthful foods and beverages. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.